Your career, job, none of that shit don't matter. If you ain't sharing your dollars with me, you don't need to be at my table. And here go the black, here go the dumb shit with a lot of the black women. They want to go get the dude in prison and pay for his socks and drawers so they can say they did something for a man. So they pick the worstest men that need to do something for. And then they come out talking about all the shit they've been doing and how they've been supportive of a man. If men just sit there and ask a few more questions and she was honest, you would see that her choices is just fucking horrible. Like a fucking horror movie. It just go from bad to worse. So they want to spend their money on that guy, but the guy that's helping them, they don't want to spend their money on him. So listen to this. The woman goes and makes the babies with the dude that don't have nothing. He won't even marry her, right? But she'll make the babies with him, okay? She'll make her babies with him, give her best, the most highest honor you could give a man. She'll give him a child. She'll make her babies with him, okay? She won't get married. She won't get nothing but kids. Couple of nuts bust in her and some years of fucking, okay? And she'll hold on to them feelings, all right? Then she will go pick the man with the money. She'll go pick that dude up that she made the babies with. He ain't got no car. She'll go buy him shit. He ain't got this, he ain't got that. But this is who she made her babies with, right? Listen to it. But then she'll turn around and find the guy with the money and he's supposed to pay for everything because he got the money. This is their thinking. You should pay because you got the money. She shouldn't give you nothing. She don't need to give you $1. You should take her to the restaurants because you got the money. But the other guy didn't take her nowhere and he got all the pussy, but you're going to have to court her and date her and pay for all these dates and do all this shit for her that the other guy didn't do that's below you because he ain't got shit. You got everything. But because you got everything now, you supposed to pay for everything. This the shit what I mean when I say they stupid is shit and just dumb. Just fucking dumb. Say the most dumbest shit, don't make no sense. They shouldn't even talk about education. And you'll get on TV, that lady recorded herself saying that she passed by all them gas stations, had money in her pocket, had a gas can in her car, and just didn't stop to get done because she didn't feel like doing it. Then said that she should get her a man to take out her trash and pump her gas, which tells you what's going on in her house. Y'all tell on y'all selves. All the men have to do is just ask a few questions and sit and listen. And y'all just tell everything on y'all self because y'all think y'all smart, but really y'all don't. And that's the way I see it. You guys are. You just, it's just what it is. And if you don't like it, I don't give a shit. You are. Because dumb people smart people don't make decisions like that. And the saddest part is when you keep making the same decisions over and over, meaning you're not learning, you're not taking in new information, you're not making any changes, you're not looking at the problem to deal with the problem, you're not taking accountability for it, you're not being responsible for your decisions or your choices, which is being accountable again. You're just not doing nothing, and then you're expecting the problem to just magically go away. Well, guess what, ladies? And this goes to any and everybody, men as well. If you don't fix the problems of your past, they will repeat themselves in your future. I'll repeat it so you heard me. If you don't fix the problems of your past, meaning it's a mindset and this is a habit, because humans are habitual creatures. We're habit creatures by nature. You get out of work, you take certain routes to come home. You stop at the same stores, the same gas stations, the same convenience stores. You go to the same Walgreens or the same grocery stores or the same Walmarts. And you have certain routes you take and that's it. You do your little circle in your little hamster wheel. So here's the thing. If you don't fix your problems because you don't want to acknowledge them, and the Creator says that he don't interfere with free will. And free will is all the decisions that you make and act on or don't act on. But they're your decisions to make, which means you have the power on this planet to make your own decisions and have whatever experience in life you choose to have. So if you choose to do shit, you're going to suffer the consequences of it. To me, there is no devil. The devil is the devil within us. The good side or the bad side, it's what you take from the experiences in life you choose to have and what you choose to take from them and which side you feed the most. That determines who you are. And whatever you dealt with in your past from somebody, that's between you and that person. It has nothing to do with the future people. And a lot of women and ladies are trying to make the future men pay for what the past men have done from the bad and poor choices of men that they chose. And I get it so much with the women, and I hear it even from family members. Oh, you know, he did this to me for 12 years. He was this, but you stayed for 12 years and you saw the stuff in the beginning and you stayed anyway. So it's not his problem. It's your problem. You weren't supposed to stay there. You supposed to left. Nobody held a gun to your head. You could have left. You weren't married. You chose. And therefore you have to suffer the consequence just like a man would. If he chose to do some dumb shit, he gonna get the dumb prizes for the dumb decisions he made. It's only fair. And why would God save you? This is why he don't. Who would he be saving you from? Exactly. If he saved the crackhead or the fat girl from eating all the food, who would he be saving her from? Would he be saving her from the cupcakes? Would he be saving the crackhead from the drug dealer and the dope that the drug dealer's selling? If he took them away from that drug dealer, her away from that drug dealer, it would just be another one they would go to. If he took the fat girl away from if he took the cupcakes away from her so she couldn't eat those cupcakes, she would just go somewhere else where there were cupcakes and eat those anyway. So why save somebody who would he be saving you from? He'd be saving you from yourself. Because it's you just making all these decisions, and it's you that don't want to deal with the consequences of the decisions, which means you don't deal with, like I say, you guys don't deal with reality well. You don't take accountability. You don't accept responsibility. So where is there left? If you don't want to deal with a problem, then you don't fix it. Then it just repeats itself over and over until you fix it. And if you don't, then you just die. You just die off, and you just never fixed it. And maybe another lifetime you'll come back and you have to do it again. But the Creator's not going to save you from you, because he says he doesn't interfere with free will. That's what your Bible say. And I don't know why so many black women are trying to rewrite the Bible and go against it, because the truth is still there. And it basically is telling you everything, the keys to life and how it's set up and the way everything is supposed to go and flow together. And that's the way it works, because you've seen that when it's done that way and everybody's in their nature, they have good lives. You get a family. A woman's goal on the planet is to make babies and have a family, to get old, grow old with her mate, find a man she can make babies with, and make a family. All this career job and all this shit y'all trying to do to compete with the men will never look at you as a challenge, because we were never taught to compete with women. So all I'm gonna say to you is this. Y'all need to get y'all shit together, because y'all don't have it together. Y'all need to really understand y'all place and stay in y'all place. God made Eve because he saw Adam was lonely, not the other way around. Y'all were put here to be the men's companions, not for the man to worship you and not for him to slave and work for you. It just don't work that way. Y'all want it to be that way. Y'all want to be equal. If he wanted you to be equal, he would have made you genetically the same as us. The men wouldn't have bigger bones and bigger muscles and faster twitch muscles and stronger and more dominant than, more superior than you genetically. A woman, as women, you guys have a time frame for everything, period. You're in your most beautiful years between 18 and 28. White people say, and the government say 18 and 24. I say 18 and 28. Once you hit 30, to me, that's the wall. You don't go any further in your youth. You get no younger, and your body won't get better than what it was. You can still look real nice, ladies. And a lot of you do. Some of the older ladies make the young ones look bad. That's why I love older women. But the reality is this. At 35, you at high risk pregnancy. Once you reach 35, eggs started to go bad. You start to have less eggs than what you did. Then you're freezing eggs, which means you didn't use your time wisely. And you're aging out. Where the man can make babies until he dies if he takes care of himself. He gets his best body in his later years. So a woman's in her prime in her earlier years. A man is in his prime in his later years. Our muscles and shit don't really mature until we in our later 30s, mid going into our 30s. When y'all going into y'all 30s, y'all best years is behind y'all. Y'all can still look good if you took care of yourself, but your best youthful years is behind you. Your 45-year-old self as a woman could never compete with your 25-year-old self. You just couldn't. Youth wise, you just couldn't. The juvenation in the body, all that shit, it ain't there no more the way it was. And the older you get, the more your beauty begins to fade. Where the man is in his prime in his later years, and the older he gets, if he takes care of himself, he can get his best body in his later years, because that's when we get it. Our muscles and shit don't mature until we're in our later years. So you got to understand something. When the ladies say, oh, the older guys are picking the younger women. Well, he can make a baby with a younger woman. He can start a whole new family. He can fuck up 3 times and get to go back and do it. You can't do that. When a baby come out of you, it fucks your body up, changes your body. You have a time frame for everything, and you have to choose wisely, because you control sex and babies. So if you made a baby with a fucked up guy, you gave him the keys to sex. Your key to sex. That's your choice. That's your problem. Like if a man go make a baby and the woman is fucked up and he got to pay child support, that's his problem. Nobody cares. He got to pay that shit. And till that baby 18, he got to deal with this lady for 18 more years. So if nobody ain't caring about the men, why should they care about the women and their pro-choices? No, ladies, men are taught not to do that. We don't give a shit about it. To us, it's an excuse. Okay? To us, it's an excuse. When the man is older, a man reaches his financial stride between the ages of 45 and 55. So only 10% of the population make 100,000 and up. 15% of the population makes 80 to 85,000 a year. So you got to understand, there's a small percentage of men that y'all are all describing, and there are millions of you more than us. So it's like this. If you want them to be black, that percentage just went down in the 10%, because all of those men ain't just black. They're different races and colors. If you want them to be straight, the numbers just went down again, because some of those men are gay. If you and the numbers gonna go down again, because some of those men are already married to other women of other colors. So when y'all say black, you really picking from like 5% of fucking men. And then y'all got the nerves to go on shows and pop balloons and say what you don't like and have all these preferences and high expectations. And y'all look like average women with just a whole bunch of makeup and weave on. Now, here's the reality. Take that makeup and weave off and bring your ass out there and show what you really fucking look like. And let's see what you really look like. And let's see if you qualify for the fucking men you talking about. Let's do that. Y'all got a whole lot of mouth about a lot of shit, but y'all don't even be who y'all pretend to be. Y'all put on Halloween faces every day. Some women naturally look real good with the makeup, and some women are completely different, and that to me should be illegal. If that ain't you, it ain't you. And I don't know how many people I seen a girl that got killed in a shooting, and they had a picture of another chick up there. Looked nothing like the original girl. And I mean, makeup to the heels, face packed up with the kegs of makeup on, weave. It was a totally different woman. I couldn't believe it was the same person that was dead. And when they showed the original picture without all that shit, it was completely the opposite. You couldn't tell one from another. And they just went with the nice picture. And I'm like, why not the real girl? Because the real girl is in the casket. She ain't got on all that. They're going to have to fix her up. But it ain't the real person that she made herself up to be. And y'all are the only ones I know that live in a false reality. And then y'all talk about the men and y'all make these badass decisions. And that shit is spreading like cancer to all the other women, this stupid way of thinking. They can go out and just fuck everybody and the men will accept them and y'all gonna get the money and then later you gonna have your family. Y'all talk like a bunch of dudes. Men will never accept a woman. I don't care how much you got. Ain't the only men that will accept you is the average or below average guy. The average guy don't even want you. So when y'all go and fuck the whole world and try to retire from fucking, ain't no men finna deal with y'all. Man, it was a white lady. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end this shit. It was a white lady that retired that was still doing the porn. And she said after fucking all these guys that day, every day, she said she wanted to come home to a man that did want sex and just will hold her and be compassionate to her feelings and her emotions and didn't want to have sex with her because she was tired from fucking all the other guys on the set all day. So let me see if I got this shit right. She wanted a man to come home to when she done got dick stuck in every hole she had by niggas on the set. But she don't want to come home to her man that likes to fuck as well. But the guys on the set can beat it up all they want. But the men at home, he should just be like the girl. He should be like the female and console her and rub her down and have her bath water ready after her pussy and mouth and throat just got beat to shit. Man, like I said, you guys are fucking out your minds. All y'all all y'all making bad decisions and saying crazy shit that just don't make no sense. And I'm here to tell you, I'm coming to deliver the message. Ain't nothing waiting for you at the end. You're gonna die alone. But trust me when I tell you that. It ain't a man's goal. A man's goal ain't marriage. A below average man goal is marriage. Above average men and a lot of average men goal is not marriage, because marriage is very dangerous. Now, we would all love to get married, but that's not a man's goal. I've had a woman come to me saying, I say, what do you think the goal of a man is? She said to make a woman his queen and put her first and take care of her needs and provide for her. And I said, you in your 50s and you ain't never had that. Where does that come from? And she just froze. She couldn't say nothing. I say, if you ain't never had it, and you ain't been married, you have children and you never was married, then where do you get this from if you ain't never had it or seen it? You been dating men. You done been through quite a few men, you told me, over the last fucking year. And you ain't get one of them to stay, and you done gave your pussy up to everybody. Then where's this man that you just described? Where is he at? If all us thinking like that, you'd have been married, and all the other ones that saying this shit would be married. Proof is in your actual life if what you say is true, ladies. Proof is in your actual life. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna say I love this place. This is my place. Very, very nice. A little magical to me. I'm gonna do some more videos out here again. I do it like every year. But I had to come on and say this tonight because it was just too much crazy shit I'm seeing every day. Even what you run into on the streets, it's everywhere. Like it's 90% of the women on this stupid shit. And men with money just don't think that way. And men who are ambitious and have goals, they don't want women that, no man wants a woman that's stuck with a whole bunch of men. You fun to sleep with, but you ain't fun to date or marry. And then to me, you ain't even fun to sleep with, because if you done been with that many, I don't even want to touch you. And there's a lot of men that feel that way too. So ladies, I'm gonna say this to you. If the men you want are not saying the things that the other men are saying, you need to look at the men who are saying this shit and see if those are the men you want to marry or date. If those are the men you will be willing to date seriously and give your marry and be with. Because if that ain't the men you want, then you shouldn't be listening to them. Because the men you want ain't saying it, and that makes a big difference. Because the men you want are not saying this stupid shit. It's only the below average men, or the men that don't got nothing going or just toe all up, that's telling y'all all this shit. And y'all are fucking those men and making babies with those men. And then you want to come to the other side with that dumb shit, and the other side is not having it. So ladies, look, good luck. But if you don't change your ways, you might as well just go ahead and have your wheels set out to your cats, and go ahead and go get you a couple of strollers and some outfits to dress on your little dogs, because that's all I see. And get your plants and start talking to them and giving them names and counting them. And after a while, you'll have a forest around your house. And then you get your cat and just, feed your cat, talk to your cat, and dress your little cat up for the holidays. And that's close you're going to get. And y'all substituting the cat for actually a man and a kid or a family. So I just think it's sickening and it's sad. And that's not normal. That's all I'm going to say. All right? Deuces.